这是 Paddy Galloway， 世界上最受追捧的 YouTube 策略师之一。他曾与 MrBeast、Trahan、Kagan 等客户合作。总的来说，他的客户每个月的观看量达到了 7.5 亿次。这是 Paddy 把大部分的注意力放到了其他创作者忽略的地方。他在一次采访里面公开了很多他的策略。这期影片就带你具体了解有什么因素构成了一个出色的影片话题，如何做出吸引人的标题还有缩图，以及影片的数量还有质量哪一个更重要。还有 Grayson， 这频道主要是分享关于 YouTube 频道运营、流量变现以及网络创业内容。我每周分享3部影片，需要记得订阅我频道。大家认为一部影片什么最重要呢？ Paddy 一直强调，一部影片它的话题是最重要的。一个吸引人的影片话题能够直接让这部影片获得更多流量。
You know, the idea is more important than everything. Now, of course, you could have a great idea. If you don't execute it, it's no longer a great idea. But the idea itself is almost like sets the standard of what this video could become. Is this going to be a 50K view video? Is this going to be a 5 million view video? That idea to begin with is so important.
确实，如果想象我们作为观众在YouTube上面去观看影片的时候，如果我们发现一部影片它的话题非常有趣，非常的吸引人，让我们产生了好奇心了，我们就会想要去点开观看这部影片，去查看具体的内容。所以，想要打造爆款影片，影片的话题是决定性的因素。那么，你肯定好奇，如何判断出一个影片话题它是能够去吸引到观众的，是有潜力去获得更多流量的呢？
The biggest thing for me is establishing like a criteria of what that idea is. So to kind of expand on that, like let's just say your criteria is this video has to excite us, because I don't think we should make videos that we are not excited about. Just because it could get views isn't the reason to do it. Is this video feasible? That could be another thing, part of the criteria. So you need ticks in both those boxes. So yes, we can pull this off, and yes, we're excited to do it. Do we have evidence that this video could get X amount of views? So let's just say your goal is to get 100,000 views. Do we have evidence that this video could get 100,000 views? Now that's the first box in the criteria that doesn't have to be ticked, but ideally we should be able to look around and say, well, we've done something like this in the past, it's worked well, so yes. Or we've seen other channels experiment with similar ideas that have done well, so yes. The reason it doesn't always have to be ticked is because sometimes you can't predict and you sort of just go with an idea because there's not much evidence on it, but you still want to give yourself that quota like I talked about for experimenting and trying new things, which is important because, you know, with some of the ideas MrBeast has posted over the last year, you know, he can't really go around and look at a huge amount of other people who've done similar
Who else gave away an island?
Yeah.
Just someone else giving away an island.
Yeah.
And
do we have enough data on this? You know, it's going to be kind of hard to find that data. So, yeah, it's important to have like a criteria like that. There could be other things like, can we think of a clickable thumbnail being part of the criteria, which actually just decides if a video should proceed, of course.
这4个标准总结得很好，我建议大家在寻找影片话题的时候，尽量按照这4个标准去寻找。这个话题能够让我变得兴奋吗？让我想要去做吗？这个话题我能够做得出来吗？有没有其他的频道已经围绕这个话题去做类似的影片了？他们的影片流量有多少？还有就是你如何把这个影片的包装去做好，也就是影片整体的标题还有缩图去如何配合。他有提到一点，你需要去分析一下这个话题能否吸引到更大范围的观众。他要把观众去分为3个类别：核心观众、偶尔回访观众，还有新的观众。当你的影片能够满足不同类型观众兴趣的时候，你的影片就能够获得更多流量。
Does this have appeal in a wide percentage of my audience? So if you think about your channel as this big potential pool of viewers, and you can break them up into like, you know, you got your core viewers, you've got the casuals who kind of dip in, dip out. You've got the new viewers that haven't seen your content before, but are potential good target viewers for your channel. I like to look at an idea and just put it through this sort of like lens of saying, does my core like this? Does it also appeal to a new audience and a casual audience? Because all too often I see people that just pander to the core, and what happens then is you just end up making videos that just get as many views as your core, and you're not really in a good growth stage. And then I see other people that just make videos for new viewers, so they're constantly trying to attract that new audience, and they have no longevity, they have no through line on their channel, they're just jumping around on trends without building any actual clear strategy over the long term, so the core viewers feel neglected.
他有提到他帮助的一个客户 Jesse， 这是一个现在有1810万订阅的篮球主题频道。在他的帮助之前，这个频道平均的每一部影片的观看量大概在40万到50万左右，并且他频道的流量有呈下降的趋势。 Paddy 就帮助他去分析如何把他的影片去扩大触及的观众范围，去让更多观众能够接受他这样类型的影片。在调整完之后，现在这个频道每一部影片的观看量大概在200万到400万左右，所以这个调整的效果是非常明显的。
I go in and I look at his channel. He was doing sort of 400,000 views a video. He'd been a bit bigger in the past, but he was down on a bit of a downward trend. I look at those videos and I'm like, okay, these are okay, but what does our audience like? They love basketball. So we can make basketball themed videos, but how do we go bigger? How do we make an idea that's not just interesting to people that love Jesser and love his whole world and community built up? So that's when we came up with some different ideas, which went on to perform 5-10 million view plus, because those ideas just penetrated beyond just the core. They had this sort of casual wide appeal.
你知道影片的包装吗？其实我也是在最近2年才开始意识到影片的包装以及影片包装的重要性的。接下来的片段很重要 ，Paddy 解释到了什么是影片的包装，以及为什么要重视影片的包装。
I like to think of YouTube as a game of clicks and watches. So a lot of people, again, they, in terms of their time allocation, but also in terms of what they weight as important in their mind, they will put all the emphasis on the actual content. Now that's important. And I would still say that is the most important thing. Like good content is obviously the most important thing. You can succeed on YouTube with like kind of mediocre thumbnails sometimes if your content is just exceptional, that it just penetrates through and people just watch and share it. We see so many examples of that of kind of channels that don't have the best thumbnails, but because their content is just phenomenal, they still perform. But with that said though, the thumbnail itself, like even if we were to just conservatively say like, okay, the click part of that equation. So if YouTube is clicking and watching, let's just say the click part of that equation is basically 40% of it, 40% of what's important for YouTube. Again, just like with time allocation, even with how people deem as how important this is, it's still something that is given like 3%, 5%, 6% weighting instead of maybe 30 or 40% like it should deserve. So again, I talk to people and they'll go shoot an incredible piece of content. They'll spend maybe days, maybe even weeks making this piece of content, and they're making the thumbnail an hour before the video goes live. So packaging for me is just that whole psychology around thinking of what we can put in front of the viewer that's going to make them click on this video.
观众在决定是否要点开观看一部影片之前，会先看一下影片的标题还有缩图，这2个因素能否吸引到他们，能够直接决定他们是否要点开这部影片。Paddy 也分享了他是如何制定出一个吸引观众的标题的。
For title, there's a few best practices for me. It's always keeping it really simple. People sometimes confuse simple and short. I do have a preference for short titles, but sometimes you can have a title that's a little bit longer, but if it's still really simple and easy to read, that's important and that can still work. So I like to look at titles that are really simple, really readable. Like think about people at all different sort of reading levels, but also all different languages, because realistically, you're going to get viewers from other countries, other places that English might not be their first language. If you go onto any big American channel that has a primarily US-based audience, let's just say they have 60% of their audience in America. Now, of course, you might add on a bit of Canada, a bit of like the UK, a bit of Australia. They could have 20 or 30% or more viewers that are potentially watching from India, from other countries, from Africa, from obviously South America is a big audience as well. So like there's all these different viewers potentially out there. So I always kind of, when I see a title that's like using complicated words or is just deliberately like difficult to read or too vague, I always like get red flags. I want to see something that's really simple, easy, straight to the point. I like to use really punchy language in titles, generally speaking. Like let's just take my channel as an example of it. I'm not sort of going, hey, here's why MrBeast is really cool. You should watch this video. It's very much like how MrBeast broke YouTube. And it always kind of stood to me because I had a friend that was really into journalism. And he just looked at my channel from completely on the outside as like a complete like, non-YouTube viewer. I don't think he even watched YouTube very much. And he just goes, you know what, Paddy, like your titles are just great because they're just punchy. They're straight to the point. There's no vagueness. You're not trying to be clever with a pun. You're just saying how Mark Rober beat the algorithm, how MrBeast blew up his channel or whatever it might be. I will say it does change a little bit based on audience and based on gender even. I actually see that female viewers sometimes do prefer a slightly different titling style towards male viewers, sometimes a bit longer, sometimes a lot of lowercase, whereas quite often the male viewers like a very like pointy in your face thing. That's a bit of a generalization, but generally I do see that as a trend. But yeah, trying to keep it relatively short. Most of the best titles I've put together in my life with clients are usually 50 characters or under, and sometimes 60 characters or under, but generally 50 characters or under. and really thinking about universal, easy to understand words.
这个分享是不是干货满满呢？接下来他会分享他如何设计影片的缩图，去让更多观众想要点击。不过在之前，如果你觉得这期影片对你有帮助，希望能这部影片点个赞，这是对我的最大鼓励还有支持。
The first thing I would say is a thumbnail to me is at least 80, maybe 90% the psychology of the click. And then maybe 10, 20% the actual design of the thumbnail. Let's just take the Mark Rober example. So Mark Rober has this thumbnail where he's testing if sharks can smell blood in water. A thumbnail like that doesn't take very long to design. It's pretty easy to actually put that together. It's very natural. It's using natural colors and lighting. But it has a really interesting scenario. You see the shark behind this person with his hands out in front of the camera. And that creates like this really interesting, like psychological reason to click. You're not clicking because the colors are great. You're clicking because there's a really interesting psychological angle of someone about to get attacked potentially by a shark. So if you look at the best performing thumbnails on YouTube, sure, they're well designed, but it's usually because they're showing something really interesting and really like a situation about to unfold, a dangerous thing about to happen, a really unbelievable object or item that no one's ever seen before, a tiny cell phone, a massive cell phone, these different things. What is actually being shown in the thumbnail is so much more important than the design. Not saying design isn't important, color theory, making sure things are clean, obvious, easy to see, just like a title, like your thumbnail should be easy to actually process. I should be able to see it in just a glance. I call it the glance test. I'll often just like put a thumbnail in front of me, then I'll scroll by really quickly and just make sure that while it's in front of me, I can see everything that's happening. I can read the text. I can understand the image in just a glance of a second or two, as opposed to having to like look at it and take too long to watch it or to understand it. We all edit thumbnails on, I've got a 4K monitor in front of me, big widescreen. When I'm making a thumbnail on this computer, I have all this real estate. I'm looking at it for hours. I'm tweaking things and doing things. And this is the same for anyone that makes thumbnails or designers that make thumbnails for clients as well. We're looking at it on this massive screen, whereas a YouTuber sees it just for a split second. So being able to like glance at it and understand it immediately is really important. So for me, it's really about the thing we're showing more than how we're showing it, if that makes sense.
你是否有看到有些影片的缩图，他们是没有加入任何文字的，而有些缩图会选择加入一些文字。那么哪种形式的缩图是更加有效、更能够吸引观众的呢？或者是在哪种情况下，你需要在你影片的缩图里面去添加一些文字？在哪种情况下，你是可以不加入任何文字的？我们来听一下 Paddy 的解释。
Say as in general, I would stay away from having over 5 or 6 words. So if you look at the thumbnails on my channel, generally it's like 2 or 3 words, maybe 4. It's like how he beat YouTube or the kid who broke the YouTube algorithm, whatever. So it's generally quite short. In terms of text versus no text, I have a bit of a pet peeve when I see people say, never use text. If you use text, the thumbnail's a failure, because I think for certain channels, text does add a lot. If you remove the text from my thumbnails, for example, they just end up feeling quite empty because there's no action, because my thumbnails are all commentary videos, video essays on YouTubers. You take that Mark Rober example with the shark. If he adds text in there, it just makes it busier. Like, it doesn't need to be busier. It's the actual action of the concept that is everything, and it's super easy to understand. Like, imagine he just pointed out with an arrow, shark. It would just like create this like silly busyness to the image, and it wouldn't feel as natural and like raw as it's supposed to come across. Think about, can we show, like, if we could ideally show the action of the video without text, I would usually have a preference to it. But for a lot of channels that operate more in, let's say, commentary, education, tech reviews, stuff like that, I think the text does add quite a lot. So it does depend on the channel.
Paddy 之前就有提到，缩图的设计很大程度是需要结合观众心理去设计的。他有在之后更加深入的解释缩图里面动作的运用。动作是指通过图像或者图形去呈现出一个引人注目的一个情节或者活动，这可以是人物的动作、戏剧性的瞬间，或者是结合影片的情境去展示出的视觉元素，这些都是能够吸引到观众眼球的。还有就是好奇循环，好奇循环就是在缩图的设计里面去添加一些能够激发观众好奇心的元素，去让观众想要点开观看这部影片。这可能涉及到一些谜题、未知的元素、未知的信息，或者是还没有公开的细节。通过在缩图里面去制造一些悬念，去让观众想要点开这部影片，去了解真正的内容。
For me, the action example is more pertinent to entertainment channels. So the channels that are focusing on like showing you something really cool and it's in action and like things are happening. Like there's a shark creeping up on Mark Rober. MrBeast is like hanging out the side of a helicopter with a massive island beside him. So the sort of natural sort of focus of the thumbnail is of action. It is of a thing appearing and happening. But a lot of YouTube content is talking head. A lot of YouTube content is commentary. So for videos that are like that, it's much harder to sort of promote action in the thumbnail. So for ones like that, I think more about, like, how could we open a curiosity loop? How could we, like, create a thumbnail where maybe you're just holding up a laptop and you've just got text beside the laptop that says waste of money. So then immediately you're like, well, why was it a waste of money? That's like a very dramatic statement that's immediately going to grab your attention. So I do think, action is more focused for me when I think about entertainment channels. So like if you're an entertainment channel, like, you're supposed to be entertaining people. You're supposed to be showing things that are interesting and cool and happening and real and alive and IRL in real life, versus maybe a commentary channel, a review channel, a talking head channel, an education channel. You're likely going to be making your videos in your bedroom. So the action is sometimes harder to get across to the viewer. With that said though, I saw this thumbnail recently from someone who is going through these different AI tools that he thinks are really effective. He could have quite easily made the thumbnail like a picture of his face pointing out like a logo of one of the tools, and it wouldn't have been that in action. But instead he went for a version where he was on a keyboard. He created this like motion blur effect around him as if he was like in the movie Limited or Limitless. So like he's like this, whoa, things are happening, like it's going, and the little logos from the software were like twirling around as well. And it just looked like an action-packed video, even though it was still like a listicle talking head type content. So maybe there are ways you can create action in thumbnails, even if there isn't that much happening in the video, to still like kind of, to me, it's about portraying the feeling that you're trying to give the viewer, and it's portraying what the video is supposed to be delivering. So, if you're saying 5 habits to become more healthy in your title, which no one did that video, very generic, probably a terrible title. But let's just say you're doing that video, I would still look and say, well, we could just have our face with 5 habits beside it, or we could actually be doing one of the habits. Because even though that's a maybe more relaxed video, it's not really an entertainment video. I'm assuming if you're talking about habits, you're probably going to be showing yourself with some B-roll of doing those habits. So maybe it's you in the cold shower. Maybe it's you at the table eating an apple or whatever it might be. So there are ways to promote action in thumbnails even when there's not that much stuff happening in the video.
你在制作影片的时候，影片的标题你只想出一个吗？ Paddy 有提到他在和客户合作的时候，经常会想出几十个影片的标题，去深入的分析还有比较，最终决定要使用哪个标题作为影片真正的标题。
I find, and then now with ChatGPT, it's even easier to come with variations. If anyone doesn't know, just give it a title and say, give me variations of this YouTube title, and then say, make it shorter, or add more emotion, or add a word like this in the title, and you will just get an infinite amount of variations. So for title variations, I do quite often find that myself and clients go through a lot for a single video. Like there is one specific client where a recent video, we had 45 or 46 different title variations for one 10-minute video. And that just came down to like, what's the best title? Okay, let's look at that title. That's pretty good. How about this? How about we shorten it? How about we add this word? Is this a better adjective than this adjective? If we put it in ChatGPT, what words does ChatGPT think we should be using for this title? And we just went down this rabbit hole of continually going through it. And then what you do is you just zoom out, you look at the craziness that you've put together, where there's probably titles on that page that make no sense and aren't even proper English. You eliminate all the ones that don't work, and then you just look and you're probably left with 4 or 5 really good variations. And then you go from there and just pick the one that you feel has the best potential for your channel.
Paddy 也提到了，缩图也是需要不同的版本去深入的分析还有比较的。我们会来看一下 Paddy 是如何具体操作的。
So for thumbnail variations, because generally a thumbnail will take a bit longer than a title, I don't like to overwhelm people. I will just get it out there in the open. I have made videos where there's been 30 variations of the thumbnail. Like that has happened, and that does happen quite regularly. Usually the variations are just like moving the text around, changing people in the thumbnail, different things like that. But that does exist at the top level of YouTube. I work with creators that are doing millions in revenue, and that is worth it to us to have a huge amount of variations. But I would say for the majority, I like to break it down into basically 3 concepts. You've got your first one that you've got maybe the most obvious one. You've got another one, then you might have a bit more of a kind of out there version that's a little bit less obvious, something that's a bit more experimental. The thing for me is each option should be adequately different, because some people, again, they might hear me speak or other people speak and say, make multiple thumbnails, and they just make 3 thumbnails where the t-shirt color is different. Like that is not what we mean. We want very different concepts, because if the first concept isn't working, you're not going to save a video by just changing it to an image where now the t-shirt is blue instead of red. That's probably not going to save the video. So I like to think of adequately different options. I like to think of 3 main options, usually for most channels. And again, a similar sort of process of elimination in terms of maybe you sketch out and you concept. So you come up with 15 concepts or 10 different concepts that you can either really quickly sketch out yourself. I like to really quickly sketch them out myself. I'll never share them publicly because they are the worst sketches ever known to mankind. But it's still like a useful way of being able to say like, oh, like here's how this could look like. What if his face was, I can kind of see how that could look. So building out maybe 10 sketches and then narrowing it down to like the 3 that you actually go forward with. But most people listen to this, unless you're making like daily content and you don't have time, I think you do have time to make 3 thumbnail concepts for a video.
你的发片频率是什么样的？你认为影片的质量还有影片的数量哪一个更重要呢？ Paddy 他认为影片的质量会比影片的数量来得更重要。
I think it's very conventional wisdom on YouTube that you have to be consistent, you have to post lots of videos. I think that's important at the beginning stage of your journey, for sure. Like I would recommend beginner YouTubers post as much as they can without burning themselves out. Like post as much videos as you can, get the reps in for sure. But once you get to a point, I think it's important to look at it and be a bit more tactful with what you're doing and don't just have this scattergun approach of I need to make video, I need to make video, I need to make video. I find myself having to almost deprogram YouTubers from that philosophy and way of thinking on a daily basis. And these aren't just beginners, they're like YouTubers with 1 million subscribers. I have to be like, dude, like it's better to miss this week's video than post a bad video that's gonna like not satisfy our viewers. It's going to churn viewers. People are not going to click on it. They're going to be like, what? Like, why did he post that? That's way below his usual standard. So I do like to have the quality approach. I think it can work in nearly every niche.
我同意他的说法，这其实是需要取决于你是处于哪个阶段的创作者。如果你是刚开始经营频道的创作者，那么你是需要更重视去发布更多影片的，因为只有在你不断的制作影片、发布影片的过程中，你才会有实质性的提高，才会适应制作影片这样的节奏。这个时候，你并不需要特别的在意你的影片的话题是否能够成为爆款，而在你成为一个成熟的创作者之后，你有更多的经验了。这个时候，你往往需要更加重视你影片的质量。你若在现有影片质量的情况下，去继续提高你影片的质量，去把更多时间放到影片的选题上面，这样才会给你带来更高一级的提高。这期影片里面有很多干货，我希望大家能够收藏起来，反复的观看。如果想在2024年去成为 YouTuber， 你可以看这期影片，里面告诉你最快速、最有效的频道的启动方法。如果你觉得这期影片对你有帮助，希望能这部影片点个赞，一定要记得订阅我频道，了解更多关于 YouTube 内容，追踪我 IG， 能够和有更多互动。我们下期影片再见，拜拜。